and like whoever had worked on the car probably years ago, back in the 70s, like this kind of damage you see up here on the front fender, they repaired it, but they didn't try to straighten out any of the metal work. Only thing they did was had body filler like this thick, on it, and they went back to here to blend that all in, and the same thing here. But we teach these guys how to use the hammer and dolly method and straighten out all the metal work first, so that we use the least amount of filler possible on the car. So everything gets down to the metal like you see it now.
Nice.
So then we go back and show them how to do all the body work and block sand it and get it all straight before we put the primer on there and paint it. We've already got the front seat done. We'll be doing the back seat. We already have the black carpet done for it.
Nice.
And then we're going to go back with the color called Marina Blue, which is really, really close to this, which was an old GM color from the 60s. And then, it's a matter of kind of putting it all back together. We got a lot of the engine components done, the valve covers and the air cleaner and a lot of the gaskets and all that stuff is all finished.
Nice.
So,
how do you get the parts for something like this, man? It's so old.
Most of the old American stuff from the 60s and the 50s, because it's real popular, they remanufacture a lot of these parts. So there's a lot of companies, not so much for Oldsmobiles, at least for this particular model, like when you talk about the 442 Cutlass and stuff like that, the muscle car era from the 60s, they repop a lot of those parts. But for this particular one, luxury cars, they don't have a lot available. So thank God for eBay, because you go on eBay and you say, hey, I need this part, and there's, 14 people that'll come up and say, oh, yeah, I got that part. I'm taking one of those cars apart, And it might be in Connecticut or somewhere like that, but, it's out there somewhere.
Look at the size of this trunk.
Oh my goodness, you put it.
Moving it, right?
So how about rust? I mean, how does that affect the remodel?
Oh, a whole lot when it's all rusted out. I mean, this car kind of is a cream puff compared to when you look at something like this, okay? This is a 1938 Buick.
Wow. So 1938.
39 Buick.
Wow.
But when you see that, like the floors are all rusted out there, and we have to rebuild everything, remake the rocker panels and everything. But this is an example of some of the stuff that we teach these guys to do, which is rebuilding the floor. So, like this section that you see is all recessed and all that. We teach these guys how to do all of this with a bead roller and with a slip roll. So this section that you see here is actually the same duplication of this. Here, it's just the other way around.
Okay.
So, we'll be duplicating that the same way that we reduplicated this pan here and replacing that section.
Okay.
So it's actually, in some ways, a pleasure to work on a car like this compared to working on one like this, where everything is all rusted out and we have to rebuild all of this and rebuild the structure inside the car and all of that. But, that's what we do.
It's
All
awesome,
day.
man. That's great.
Will you keep the license plate on that?
No,
Not on the car, but
yeah, I keep it in
keep
the
it.
garage.
Right, that's fine.
That was the last time I drove it,
Yeah,
in 1974,
Oh, okay.
bicentennial year.
Yeah, the bicentennial plates, yeah. Now, somebody told me that if you have some old plates like that and they belong to this car, that you actually can drive it. I don't have nothing to back that up. Yeah, but somebody told me that just recently.
Because I was going to try to get a antique plate.
Oh, yeah, you can. And those are good for, I think, I don't know if it's 6 years or 10 years. I should know because I got some from my car.
Okay.
I think it's 6 years, but, every couple of years they change the rules.
Yeah.
I'd like to find me an old 442.
Oh, yeah.
They're in the South. Y'all should be able to run up on them.
Yeah. Where you guys at?
At Winston-Salem in North Carolina.
Oh, shoot, man. Yeah, y'all can find them down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the car it's coming along. Looks good. It looks good,
We're
man.
trying to get it going. It's coming, definitely.
Yeah, thank you for all the work you're putting in on it. I
It's,
appreciate it.
it's a lot, but, we want the car to be nice, and, it's real important to him and your mom, so,
Oh, yeah.
we want it to look like a brand new car, when they get
We
it
go
back.
back out on our first date.
Yeah. Yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Well, that's how you got here so late.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Don't
where
worry,
it all
you ain't having no
began.
more little sisters and
Yeah,
all began.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys do some nice work, man.
That's
I
what we
appreciate
do. I mean, it's a lot, doing the work, that's one part of it. Then the other part of it is the mentoring part, dealing
Yeah.
with the young guys and trying to, get them into it and trying to
Hey,
get
how
them.
are you?
Oh, that's Kenny. He's my partner in the
Okay.
mentoring. This is
How you doing?
It's Mr. Coleman. He's the one that owns, and this is his son and daughter.